Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Let's Play Disco Elysium. I'm Samuel.
And I'm really wanting to know what is on this tape. A little bit distressed to know what is on this tape.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Elysium. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore.
Yeah, any ideas?
My Kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff.
Roy does have stuff. Let's go talk to Roy about stuff.
Kim can always be counted on. Imagine how fluid that this, or how frustrating it would be without Kim.
Agreed. Kim is a very good plot device that they've created in this game that doesn't make you feel like you're having your hand held, but at the same time, it's like he is an organic help in the whole thing. It's a nice balance.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. Which direction? It's not this way.
Isn't there a signpost somewhere, or?
No, it's down this way, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, see, down there.
Oh, yes.
My man.
Hello again. How can I help you?
I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinket.
No.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets.
Talking to him again, it's like, I don't see him.
Right?
Well, what's sort of a cop are you?
Oh, freaking frick, where? Oh.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand up on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
What I'm annoyed at, by the way, is I guarantee you I could have walked over there, turned the freaking tape thing off, and it wouldn't have broke down. This is a failure on my part.
Oh.
Sure
it definitely would have been something that I would have put in.
Are you sure this is all in working order? Or can I just play a tape on one of the boom boxes real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
That's odd.
Could have fooled
Why
me.
doesn't he like music?
Don't like music. What do you like then?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
ASMR before
Maybe we should
ASMR.
ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
Shop, keep the Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
And I think I can do that and still have enough for the shot.
Will you
spending
be
a
able to
night-
pawn it right after?
It might, but also spending money at, I believe the hotel is 20 a night, isn't it?
I cannot recall.
I think it might be 20. Hold on. It may be in our... 20. Yeah, there we are.
20. Okay.
So we'll be able to afford that and still...
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Shapes.
The man's halfway high, Shay. Don't. Can sell some of this stuff, dude, if I'm completely honest. So.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape.
You push command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
Oh, good job, Kim.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
Who is this Coty?
Corti could be short for Cortenar, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. The third one must be relaying the signal.
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Are we thinking 2?
I'm thinking that too. That's... I mean, saying something on a recording doesn't mean you're going to do it. People say a lot of crap all the time, right? Now, if you say you did do something, on the other hand...
Indeed, but...
You are familiar... The lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with his look now. This is his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Okay, then what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Shay, this is becoming a mystery now! I'm loving it!
I am... Again, I wanted a Saturday morning cartoon style. Nothing this complex, Jeebus.
This is the sort of stuff I grew up with, Shay. It's not like they make point and click Perot Mystery. Oh wait, they do, and we might play one in the future. It's not like I had a conniption fit off air and went, Shay! Shay! You're not gonna believe what they made!
I'm trying to imagine exactly what she's going to say to this. We're not actually going to play the tape for her, right?
I don't
I
think
was
so.
just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Oh my god. Oh, Shay.
Yeah.
This is going to be a thing. Those are
Oh my god.
You're catching what I'm thinking. Those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Joe Holly style?
Oh no, Shay.
How?
Wow. Yes, the word whore was used.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Cohoy,
The young woman lights a new cigarette with the butt of her old one.
he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Cohoy. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that? Machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living.
Ooh, Shay!
This is right up your alley.
It
Dear
is!
God.
It's so much up my alley! I just had an academicgasm.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's not, I just made up the word. Coping mechanism?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke.
Coping
And it
mechanism.
sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Cohoy massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
You like this
Wait,
kind?
why in the shower?
Never nude? I don't know. You like this kind of stuff?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Cohoy here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
Oh
What kind of
my
man
god.
was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Oh, the stuff that we couldn't figure out from the autopsy alone. He's written all that down, and now he's handed us the page so we can ask. Where
We
is
get a bad... Or I was going to say, let's stay away from number 3, given her reaction before.
Where was Lilystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Nice. You were both from Oranje?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together was in Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
Military man, but not a patriot.
No. He left the National
I'm
Service
curious.
after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
Sometimes pieces of stuff like this, I can't academically help myself, so forgive me, guys.
No.
I had to dive into this.
Go for it.
You don't seem like
Catnip
much of
for
a
your
patriot.
catnip.
Yes, you don't seem like much of a patriot yourself.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
The lieutenant makes a correction in his notes.
The adversary one.
I think I'm going to ask the eye color because we will need this. We got to figure out who he was, right? So,
Yeah.
eye color?
Blue. Light blue.
Oh.
They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It was a Norgese map of the waterways?
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes.
Don't. And
This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
She leans back even further to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us precisely what these mean?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Change of topic,
Yes.
perhaps?
I think we're finished with this line of questioning. Hand the lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
She's going into Gilmore Girl
Stop.
levels of coffee
That
drinking.
man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42.
It's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
Where's this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
I think I prefer to go in inner reflection with this one. What about you, Shay?
Right. I'm going number 3. I got this. I get my age. I think I'm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 3. Just
Yep.
Embrace the inner horror.
Oh my god, I have no idea. Probably middle-aged, but
Do you want to know the truth?
Yeah, bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth.
yep.
To the laboratorium.
Date of birth generator. Okay.
I was not expecting that. Date of birth generator.
Okay, now do we take one of these out, or do we use one of those lovely little things that skill points we got to unlock one of them?
Is this going to be...
Your face looks like it's 58, and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100, both longer than they ought to be. The day and the century. But for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born?
Research time is going to be 7 hours.
Yep.
Mm.
Temporary research bonus, none. Research time, 7 hours and 15 minutes.
It is 100% in your ballpark.
Problem is, it doesn't give us any bonuses. I'm not entirely sure I want to just mess with it, because the other things, conceptualization, endurance, perception, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the whole idea of, because we could, but
Mm-hmm.
what's that going to do for us? We can work on that later, perhaps.
This is the problem with whenever you're in a video game and you get the item and you don't know how rare it's going to be. This is that problem, but it's in a different system.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have played role-playing games and stuff like that, tabletop and otherwise, and this game has made me have to think about things that other games have never done to me. It's so good.
Okay, Titus, or who are we going with?
We're going back to Titus. We're going back and forth in this business.
It's you again. What is it?
So I talked to her about the tape.
Man,
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens. Jaw sets. Ready for another blow.
And nothing. She stands by what she said.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Mm-hmm. Tempting.
I'm honestly up to number one.
Either 2 or 4, right?
I mean, 4 just feels like it's going to play more into, yeah, she's crazy. But at the same time, would he say that she's crazy, or would it, I really don't want to put her into any danger with Titus.
Mm-hmm. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything, and it didn't change her mind.
Yeah, that's the middle of the road one.
Dark. Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I was going with 3, but maybe 2.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny. No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Be straight with me, Ty.
Yeah,
I want to go
that's
straight to
where I
3.
was- yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember? I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
He throws his beer can down.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah.
There's a silence in the room. Aelin starts saying something, then thinks it's best not to.
What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Gart, you're getting
One
points
of the
from me, sir.
yeah,
Go
and
right
Gart
ahead.
just gained points.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Jesus.
Scan the room.
Yes.
Starting from the
Let's go
right.
for it.
Boot size 44. Blonde man, in his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Across at the other table.
Okay, they're
He
not
spent
giving
his
us
youth in
anything
Finland and
new.
then Standard working boot. The emblem on his vest in the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Where?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician.
And the little guy?
Size 41. In the middle. In conclusion, the exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella?
And we got an even roll on this one because we've done all of this stuff. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. That's all we've got
Fingers
now.
crossed. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Convince
Gotcha.
Titus
Oh,
he's
yes.
being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
I mean, it would be the right move almost, I would think.
I'm trying to think, is this what Angus is going to jump on, or what is our play here?
Because you work for the wrong people, possibly, is the other one.
I'm thinking one is the funnier answer, though. I'm rather with
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because of some chick.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the Wild North.
They club you from behind, string you up, and go back to drinking.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't hit him, okay?
That's it.
Oh.
That's the weak one. You flushed them
Impressive.
out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Oh god, I want to, Shay.
We're turning this to Angus, or we're turning
Yeah.
it to Theo?
Theo's trying to shut us up before we break Angus down. We've got to strike.
Let's do it.
Or what? You're going to kill me like you killed him for no reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up,
Oh.
Angus.
He was dead before you hanged him.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
The room falls quiet, so quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Evrard.
Fine. I'll tell him. after a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What was it?
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see.
So there was a wound. You should try looking for it one more time before you send the body away.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How'd you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window.
Oh.
Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
That's why there's a new window.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to put a swear jar!
Oh, I love it.
I'm getting into the acting now, Shay. Dang it!
They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
God, Shay, I'm the first person to put one in the jar and everything. These people, who are they?
They're powerful. Connected to the Lantern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
How are they making Titus relatable, even commendable?
It's this game.
What
Shay.
has just happened?
Yeah. Amazing whenever a mob boss's lawyer is sitting there, what you'll do for him, isn't it?
Good point.
Who's Tibbs, the 8th Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Tibbs. That's short for?
Short for Tiberius?
Yeah. Good man.
Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
So who killed the merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had any ideas about his past too?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
I I thought that, Shay. It was uncomfortable for me to think it, but it definitely was in the back of my head.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing 8th Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
I'm tempted, but understood. Can you tell me anything about her name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
I almost want to do that one. Like,
but it's...
Yeah. Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection.
But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away?
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
The lieutenant places his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave.
How did Titus just become my favorite character in this?
I know, man. Dang.
It's... Now I'm kind of wondering who his Sunday friend was.
Right.
From the guy in the
Always
last
good to
episode.
see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here. Shush. I can't hear what she's saying.
Oh no, Redrick and Volition are arguing.
Let the miss speak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Yeah, because... Wait a minute, she's the one that called us in, too? I mean, just... a lot of this stuff is making my head hurt. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. The Hardy Boys are not the law. We are.
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them.
I almost want to go with that's not a good enough reason.
But...
Because I'm not satisfied with this explanation.
I really just want to know what her past is. Yeah, that'll keep provoking her, so let's go with it.
That's not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight.
What lies behind it?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old world.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Orani's lit.
I really want to jump to 3, but yeah, I think you're right.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage.
Oh.
I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again, with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his notebook.
The job was Lou's-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou-Scop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Lou-Scop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Okay, obviously not number 1. Duh.
Right. That's a lot of you've gotten yourself into. I remembered it this time.
Yeah.
Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Definitely not 2, but I almost want 3, just have you say.
Yeah. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
She looks down. Her cigarette has singed her fingers.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What'd you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all
Ruby?
welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
She asks as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
Dang. Nice detail.
We completely
Cold.
missed the temple.
Cold.
Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby. Where is Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Either way, something to consider.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Why did you call the cops if you were hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe, but you're not.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Agreed on the description of the little... But anyway.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene.
I was really hoping it would do that. I love when he does that. In her bedroom, inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
I think we're done here, for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here?
Let's return to this later.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
This is going to be wonderful. Please let us get this.
The golden light
Here we
melts
go
away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind.
Oh, wow.
In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider.
What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Inspect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Could the shot have come from inside the room, a closer point?
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, Detective.
Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could there have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
You would need a map for that. A map of Martinez.
Hey, where do I get a map of Martinez?
The bookstore. They have maps. You're thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof, right?
Yes.
Good. We should come back with the map and compare the landscape to the radius of the shot.
Blink.
I can't even remember my name or my age, but you know what? We are going to figure this out like Sherlock.
I love it. It's so cool. Like, and with that, we got to wrap this one up. If you guys want to find all of our other Let's Plays, head on over to tscn.tv/play. And until next time, play on. Didn't mean to do that. And see you guys
Later.
This has been a production of the Samcast Network, tscn.tv. What's your passion?